What's up, everyone? This is Dave, aka Finance Guy, bringing you another 54 bucks raid on EverQuest, a local install of EQ Emulator. We are in Sleeper's Tomb. This is the after sleeper version. I'm not sure if the emulator has the pre-sleeper version, so I've actually never been in Sleeper's Tomb before installing this on my computer. I've been playing EverQuest on and off since '99. I've never came into Sleeper's Tomb. Not really sure why. But yeah, we're in here and we're right outside the Master of the Guard's chambers. Um, there's a few ways you can do this fight. I'm just going to bring up Hops and make him a GM real quick so we can walk around. Oh, I made David GM. Let's make me a GM. Okay. So, oh, it would help if I could spell. Okay. So, when you aggro the Master of the Guard, who's this big golem dude up there, as the fight goes on, these guys are all going to start aggroing. And it gets kind of a pain in the neck. None of them are particularly difficult. They're actually... They attack slowly and they don't hit hard, but there's a lot of them. There's one, two. Well, actually, he's not one of them. I believe there's 8 of them, but there might even be 12. I don't see all of them, but I could have sworn last time we did this fight, it just kind of kept going. So one thing you can do is you can zerg the boss and wipe on purpose, and then come back and clean up the mess. Another thing you can do if you have enough tanks is you can, kind of as best as you can off tank each of these golems and kill one at a time, and then kill the boss last. That's probably the best way to do it without wiping. I was able one time to do that without actually losing a single character. We're going to try it that way right now. So what I'm going to do is click Peel Tank, which is my Peel Tank hotkey. It's going to tell each of my tanks Peel Tank on right here. And what that tells them to do is if any healer, cleric, druid, or shaman gets aggro, taunt that mob. Taunt, cast spells, target that mob, get that mob off the healers. It doesn't work for the other classes, unfortunately. So it's just the healers, but it will do. We don't need a complete heal rotation on this mob. We don't need any, defensive discipline helps, but it's not required. He doesn't hit very hard. It's just really handy to have really beefy tanks and a lot of DPS you can get through these ads. So one thing I've done, I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try, is we're just going to aggro the boss with Hops. We're going to get this little guy too. We're going to have to pull him back because I don't know how I had bad luck splitting them. And now we got some of these sentries have aggroed. Some of these sentries went live and they're running to the raid and the boss is going back. So now we can get the ads a little less. There's going to be 4 less ads than there would have been had we fought the boss, with everyone. So we're going to kill these ads. So there's mind me as I do that. It's gonna do this. It looks like I dotted these ads, which is I don't know why I did that. I wanted to debuff them, so just slow them down. Again, they're not hard. I mean, even Chris is tanking one. He seems to be doing just fine. Did we get everything? Oh, we got the boss. All right. Well, we're gonna try this. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna keep debuffing. We're gonna focus on debuffing. Debuff the Master of the Guard. I'm not going to melee him, though, because I don't want to do damage to him. The problem with doing damage to him is I believe these ads are damage-based. So we want to... No, I lost my bard. We want to do as little damage to him as possible until the ads are taken care of. So it looks like he's going to... Alright, he's slow. That should make it a lot easier now. So we're going to do this fight with one less bard. Yeah, so now he's at 99%. Oh, maybe it is time-based. I'm not really sure. So we're going to slow this guy. We're gonna kill the Prismatic Sentry because he's not one of the Foreboding Sentries. He's a lot harder. So we're gonna kind of toggle between the targets. Who does not have skull on them? And we're gonna tell our guys to debuff them. We're just gonna keep doing this. So basically, your main tank is not tanking this fight. Your driver character needs to kind of pay attention to what's going on. So that's what we're doing. We're just ignoring the Master of the Guard. We are fighting the ads. We're targeting ads as they come in, and we're telling our guys to debuff them. Because when they're slowed, they're pretty harmless, honestly. It looks like Master of the Guard is attacking an enchanter. We don't want to lose our enchanters, so let's see about that. A good thing about Sleeper's Tomb, if you're not familiar with kind of post-sleepers, and even, I guess, pre-sleepers, is they drop the primal and prismatic weapons, and they proc Avatar. And what proccing Avatar does is it gives you 100 strength, 100 dex, 100 agility, and 100 attack power. So obviously on a melee DPS, that's going to really help them, especially that 100 attack, because their other stats may be maxed out, especially their strength. maybe not their dex and agility. And what's great about that is like fights like say Arianar, where he or she debuffs your attack power by 200, 250, something like that. You're kind of negating part of the debuff. And then other fights where a mob has high armor class, like I know in Shreza Temple, a lot of the Shissar, a lot of the Serpent mobs have high armor class as far as I remember. And it's so helpful to just have avatar on your characters. And obviously your shaman can avatar your guys, but I think there's like a 2 or 3 minute cooldown on the spell. And it is mana intensive. You just kind of keep avatar up all fight. So if you have an avatar weapon on every character, then it's just much better. And avatar weapons aren't best in slot, but sometimes it's okay to, sacrifice a little bit of the best weapon to make sure you have a 100 attack buff on it pretty much at all times. You could also use a swap macro to have the avatar weapon on, and then swap it out when you think that avatar is proc. Because I guess there's really no way of telling. I'm just checking to see who hasn't been slowed because we're losing some characters. We also are enchanters, which we lose in pretty much every fight, so it's not a big deal. But I'm just trying to see if there's anyone not slowed. This is kind of how the fight goes. It's very chaotic. It's good to have a handful of tanks. I have 2 warriors, 2 shadow knights, and a paladin. So I basically have 5 tanks. One who's not really doing anything, as you can see. I'm just kind of standing here orchestrating. Looks like Arthur's getting beat up pretty good. So I'm going to try to help out a little bit and see if Dave can take on some of the mobs. Arthur is doing a great job tanking. He's just getting creamed. Oh, we might lose him. Come on, Arthur. Where are the healers? Keep Arthur alive. Oh, my healers are already out of mana. So this happened last time. Let's see how we're doing. Mana only, clerics, druids. Yeah, we're out of mana. Oh boy. So this is pretty much when we don't know what's gonna happen. This might actually be a wipe. We'll see what happens. Good luck. Maybe I should have. You know why? It's because I pulled those 4 extra sentries with the boss when I didn't mean to. I was trying to separate them. So let's see how we're doing on people. Well, yeah, I still have a lot of characters. I'm gonna tell all my characters to melee. If I get more meleeers, maybe we can get them to. I'm gonna do quick burns to burn that. Do our offensive melee disciplines. Use my defensive on Master of the Guard because I do have them on Dave now. Looks like we still have plenty of these sentries still around, which is no good. I don't know how well the healers are going to be able to keep up. They're pretty much out of mana, and the bards. We lost bard. We've only lost 1 bard, but we've lost the main bard. I'm going to tell my bards to use pure tone now, so we get a little more strength out of the bard songs. I should have done that earlier, and I didn't. You can see this really is kind of a nasty fight if you do it this way. I find zerging the boss and then wiping and then coming back and kind of, doing your best, killing them little by little is handy, but I guess, was it really meant to be done that way? I guess it really doesn't matter how you do it, But as long as you get the loot, right? Like, who cares? But you can see this fight is fairly nasty on mana. And it looks like Shelby's about to get killed. She's one of my complete heal clerics. I guess her life truly doesn't matter anymore. She's out of mana. Sorry, Shelby. My characters are based on people I know. These guys just never seem to run out. There's so many ads. Really should have killed the 4 ads in the beginning, and I was unable to, unfortunately. But we're getting them down. We might still win this fight. The Master of the Guard is not very hard by himself. If I can just get these ads dead. Oh, we just lost another tank. That's not good. Ally just died. Oh, there's only 3 ads left. All right, this is good. I don't think I have any mana left, but I'm going to tell my guys to dot just in case. I probably should have done that before. I probably should have told everyone to dot. I just didn't want my shaman wasting their mana. So hopefully, let's see if anyone has mana now. Let's do slash mana and not bards, because we don't care about the bards' mana. So it looks like Nancy has some mana, Kat has some mana, Fernando has some mana, Agnes has some mana, Lizzie. So both Necros, both mages, and one of the wizards. And Leo's a shaman. He has a teeny bit of mana. I guess Shelby's doing a good job staying alive. She's not dead yet. That's amazing for cleric. We might actually win this. I I'm gripping my seat right now because I don't know what's going to happen half the time when I do these videos. I'm just like F it, let's just go in and see what happens. You know, some of the fights I've mastered, but like this Master of the Guard fight is still way up in the air, as you can see. Like this is just such a mess. We're just holding on our best, and hopefully Dave doesn't die. If Dave dies, I'll summon him back with a GM command, and then back him out of the fight like I usually do, so we can just kind of orchestrate the fight like as if Dave was like the puppet master. But looks like one ad left, and then we just got the Master of the Guard. See how slow he's doing. So he's got 3 minutes left on slow, so I essentially have 3 minutes to kill him because I don't think I have enough mana to slow him again. We can see the characters are there's still several good, plenty of people left. A lot of melee. A lot of the melee are still alive, which is good. Looks like I just drank a potion because I just got my butt kicked. Real quick, if you haven't followed along other videos, I have 9 groups. A tank group, an off-tank group, 3 caster groups, 3 melee groups, and a spare healer group. A little late telling you guys that. We're using MacroQuest E3, which is a macro program that is available on the Project EverQuest forums. And it is kind of like a friendly version of MacroQuest. Like you can't do any crazy cheats. You can't warp around and all that. If you use GM commands, you can. Like you can see in my chat 2 window, I've summoned characters. I've pound killed some mobs just to clean up when I was setting up for this video. So there's definitely some things you can do when you're a GM of your own server. It's just really up to you if you want to do them. I think if you're like me and you're a busy guy, busy woman, you don't have time to do all the stuff that EverQuest requires of you. You make your life a little easier, put in some quality of life changes in your server. You can make experience faster. You can make no experience loss. You can actually make your hit points and mana and endurance regenerate faster. And make EverQuest more of like an action RPG. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do. So let's say Dave's gonna die. We don't have enough mana to keep him alive. He's just barely. Oh, look at him! God, just barely holding on by a thread. I don't know who's even healing him at this point. We're gonna have to switch characters in a second. So I'm gonna switch to Hops, because Hops is usually the last one to die, being he's a monk and he feigns death. I'm going to quickly summon Dave back, just so we can see better. Also, there's no sound on any client besides Dave's. So Dave's back, and we're gonna hit the GM button, and I'm just gonna back off, just so we can, because I have all the hotkeys on Dave, so I have some hotkeys on a few of the other characters. So it looks like he's at 121,000 out of 326,000 health. And we're just gonna kind of watch the fight. I have a feeling I'm out of tanks, so let's see. No paladin, no shadow knights, no warriors. Yeah, so we're gonna. Looks like we're ranger tanking. Virginia's tanking him right now, and Virginia's is a ranger, and she's fairly well geared. All my characters are fairly well geared. So in case you're curious while you're watching this ending of the fight, I'm now in mostly North Temple of Ishan and North Temple of Ishan and freaking Dozekar. His gear. I have Kael and Skyshrine quest armor. I have some Luclin mid-tier raid mobs, and that's kind of what I'm in. So, oh man, he's just ripping people up. Come on, let's finish this fight. We'll get him. He's not gonna win. But yeah, that's my gear. I have some sleeper tomb weapons. Obviously, I've been in here, so I've not killed the ancients. I killed one of the ancients, but I haven't killed all the other ones. So I've gotten a lot of prismatic weapons. You can actually just there's a guy who I haven't been able to kill, but he's a gnome, and if you say to him something like, "I've come here searching for ancients," that might not be the exact text, but he turns into a wyvern. If you kill him, he drops 1 to 2 prismatic weapons that have avatar on them, and he apparently spawns every 5 minutes, but I haven't been able to kill him. He has an AoE dot that just basically kills everyone. So I'm going to turn GM mode off. I'm going to hit my summon buttons to bring guys back. I don't res. I don't battle res. I should probably set that up at some point because I feel like at this point it would make sense to. But on my server, there's no res effects. So I feel like it would be kind of like inaccurate to battle res like a whole handful of people with like a cleric epic and have them full mana and no res effects. So I just don't res in battle. I just summon this. I'm just going to double check to make sure everyone's here. No yellow text. And yeah, let's jump into loot. So, oh, I've never seen these things before. What are these? So, negative 10 cold resist. I don't like that. Stinted Valium Drapes is a quest item. We don't need that. Ancient Prismatic Mace. So that could go to... I think all my melee have prismatic weapons. So probably give that to like a caster. Just so that a caster... Or a bard. Just so that they can do a little extra damage. Probably, yeah, let's give it to a bard. We can do a fine slot, main hand, only bard. And we're going to see... So most people have this. A lot of people still have their singing short sword in their main hand. We want to put that in their offhand. So I'm not really sure who specifically is good for this. Let's give it to Allison. See if she likes it. And you know, I have a problem against negative numbers on loot like this thing. And maybe you're just gonna call me anal, but I am, and I'm not gonna loot it. I don't want less resist. I need resist so badly right now. I have so much trouble resisting stuff, even with like 300 plus on some of my characters, 250 plus. So we're just not going to loot it. I threw away a Swiftblade of Zek because his prismatic weapon is just too good to give up. As you can see right here, though, it's purple. Might be a little hard to see. But 100 attack, 100 agility, 100 strength, 100 dexterity. And it lasts for 6 minutes. It's amazing. So that was the Master of the Guard. I don't really have much else to say about it. I don't know if I'm going to go through Sleeper's Tomb and record videos on each boss yet, just because I can't clear all the bosses, and some of them give me a lot of trouble, but I'll probably give a tour of the bosses that I can do. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know any other fights you want to see, Velious or early Luclin. I haven't broken into late Luclin. I haven't done Treza or Vextal yet, or Saru, but I've done pretty much all of Velious at this point, and I'm still kind of working on the videos little by little, and yeah, I'll get to them. So... thanks again, and have a good one. Bye-bye.